Okay, well, it seems like everybody wants to talk about the Epstein Files. I heard Trump's response, the initial response. Now he's doubled down and tripled down with more nonsensical responses. Like, at least respond in a different way than that. That's got to be the most idiotic, dumbest way to respond. Epstein, who cares about that guy? He's a dead dirtbag. He's dead now. People want to care. People want to know who's on the list. People want to know who's been blackmailed. But I go back to the 17th letter message board, and I don't have it in front of me, but it was something like this. We had to make deals with like 70% of the government, because all of them were corrupt. And if we didn't have even that 30% left, we wouldn't have any government. How was your world going to operate without a government? It was that bad. So deals had to be made. That's what they said very clearly. And again, my numbers might be off. I don't have it in front of me. It's a long time ago that I read it. But it was something like 70% was either corrupt, or they had to make 70% of the 100%, of deals, leaving, 30% of corrupt people, whatever it was. A large amount of people in very high places, in particular, in our government, were blackmailed, corrupt, they took the bait, they're guilty, did bad things, and Jeffrey Epstein was the master of using the old honeypot trick. And you get these men with these young girls, you can make those men do anything you want. You've got them by the gonads, blackmail style. Anything. Now, if you listen to Tori, she had said, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Wait till you start learning about the DNA and the other things those guys were doing. That's the real story, by the way. So if that's the real story, and child sex trafficking isn't the real story, it sounds like whatever that is pretty darn worse. Whatever they were doing with DNA. And then some. She mentions, everyone's talking about, the island. She goes, the Bidens have an island? Do you know it also has a submarine port? Did you know that? Did you know there's a whole bunch of other people that also have islands, some of also which have submarine ports? She mentions the guy that was at the head of the Victoria's Secret, Les Wagner. Wagner, whatever his name is. She's like, he was on top. He was way above Epstein. Why isn't anyone talking about him? And she brings up some good points. But at the same time, people want justice. We don't want to hear about young girls getting trafficked and nothing getting done. But if you're the government now, the new government, because I hear all these pundits now, even people on the right I'm talking about, people you follow, talking about, trust the government. We never trusted the government. Now all of a sudden we're supposed to trust the government. Well, yeah, we have a different government in charge. We don't have the Obama, old Bushes, the Clintons. We don't have those governments in power. We have Donald Trump, who's picked a different FBI director, picked a different Department of Justice head. He's got his people in there finally. We've got some real people. And then all of a sudden, Dan Bongino, is it true you might be stepping down or asked to leave? Oh, no, as long as President Trump wants me here, I'm here. Okay, Pam Bondi, I thought you resigning. No, I'm not resigning. No. As long as Trump wants me here, I'm here. Did he have to have a talking to? Because you two people would know all about the Epstein Files, what is and isn't in them, whose names are and aren't in them, and what other details. So I go back to, I also want to know more about that list. Whose name's on there? Who's been to the island? Who did what? How about the videotapes? We know there was tapes in the island. The 17th letter showed you still images from the video camera system on that island. So we know video exists in the right hands. But if we go back to The government, and not just ours, by the way, is so effing corrupt, such dirty hands, such bad things they were involved in, that would in fact make the Epstein list look like a shopping cart list at your grocery store. We got bigger problems. And if deals had to be made, because like the 17th letter said, we got them all, that we wouldn't even have a government. What's that going to look like? Anarchy, gangs. I mean, it would be Mad Max. It would devolve into Mad Max. Stores would shut down so fast, they'd be stolen from so fast. Again, just imagine that picture. So we got to make deals. That's what you're being told, right? You're Pam Bondi, Dan Bongino. We had to make some deals. By the way, this is before you guys even came on the scene. We had to make some deals. Okay. What's the deal, sir? The deal is the entire government would cease to exist if we prosecuted everybody. We had to make deals with some of these people. Of course, some small fish led to bigger fish and such. We had to make deals. Take it or leave it. And if you recall, Peter Stroke, remember him? And he got some sweetheart settlement from the government, and we're like, why do this guy effing committed treason? We're giving him a settlement. Tory comes out and says, well, that was him being paid for being a cooperating witness. Wink, wink. Oh, deals had to be made. Yeah. What deals? Don't know. Have you heard any? Did they come out publicly and tell us anything? No. Not at all. So, I'm not going to sit here and say like I'm happy to hear Donald Trump's response all 3 times now. Yeah, if their AG Pam Bondi has something, legit, like, yeah, she should release it. She should release it. But the same people who brought you the Russian collusion hoax, Yeah, and also to be fair, all of this happened totally under Biden's watch. They had all this same stuff. What did Biden do? Was anyone crying to Biden about the the Epstein list? Did I need to remind you 5 seconds ago? Apparently they have an island with a submarine port too, and that guy was your president for the last 4 years. Right? He was your vice president under Obama. Obama had 2 terms. So, you might argue, yeah, but now we got the good guys in. Why are they continuing this nonsense? Totally agree. I'm with you. But if deals have to be made and things have to be swept under the rug for reasons you and I just are not ever going to know. But if you were standing in that room, you might go, oh boy, I don't like this. But you do bring up a good point. The government would cease to exist. If we prosecuted everybody and blah, 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 right? And again, and I don't know this for sure. Like, I'm just giving you some examples based off of things that I've been able to read, like from the 17th letter, who laid out a bunch of this. He said this isn't going to be for everyone. There's going to be casualties on both sides. This is not going to be for everyone. But it was brought to light. It's been exposed. We know there's this worldwide trafficking thing going on now. We've been hearing more and more cases of the FBI and especially in Florida, local law enforcement nabbing these pervert pedophiles. Disney, former school teacher, current school teacher, nailing these people. It's not first step, bring it out in the open. Next step, start prosecuting. Third step, it should stop, happening, or at least to such a less extent, because you can't get rid of everything, right? You're never going to get rid of everything bad in the world. You just can't. But if we can get it down to a level that's so low that no one even, really knows it's happening because it's so few. I mean, I guess if that's as good as it could get, fine. But, sure, it'd be nice to get it to 0. That should be the goal. But, we've got to be realistic, man. I'm a realist news, old JSNIP4, man. So, everyone's caught up on this. I'm just like, again, it's just noise. It's just more nonsense to piss you off, to get your emotions going again. I'm like, well, Trump's really just covering this up. Why did he move to remove the Department of Education, fire all those people? Why did he have Doge come in and expose all that corruption and funding and U.S. aid getting back to the Democrats and the deep state? Like, all this stuff stopped. The border. He got his FBI guy in. He got his attorney general in. He's only been in the office for 6-7 months now, right? He started on January 20th. So, let's give him a little more time. Not necessarily about the Epstein stuff, but the rest of his agenda. And I was telling Evelyn yesterday, we were talking about this in the car, and I'm like, who, if you could pick somebody right now, I mean, who would any of us pick and go, that's who I want in there now? This damn Trump and his response. Oh, damn it. I wish, Ron Paul or this. And I'm going to tell you right now, with absolute certainty, in my mind, absolute certainty, anybody that is alive that you could pick to go into that office and become the president when Trump did and lead us up to the next 6-7 months where we are right now, I'd be doing the same video right now, telling you about whoever we chose, not Trump, someone else. Why haven't they released the Epstein Files? They said that they were going to do this and because they would have had that little briefing. Sir, deals were made before you even came into office. We can't undo the deals. The Department of Justice, the FBI, we made deals. You got to respect it. But here's what came of that. Oh, so we can't really release the list. No, you can't because it's part of the deal. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. So now what am I going to say? Well, I'll just tell everybody, why is everybody worried about it? Yeah, you guys still worried about that? That guy's dead. He's a dirtbag. What happened? I'll just come out with some nonsensical response and leave it at that. And if my attorney general that I've just got in office and my FBI head got in office, have any problems with this, I'm going to have them come in for a little briefing. And then the headlines roll. Oh, Attorney General, are you leaving, resigning? Does Trump want you to step down? Oh, no. Dan, I thought you okay? No, I'm good. I'm here as long as Trump wants me here. Yeah. Did they have their talking to? It does not matter. I'm telling you now. It does not, would not, could not ever matter who your president is at this time. The same result would be happening. And it's not like you or I are going to be able to sit in on some kind of top secret meetings and things or wherever this shit went down and what deals were made with who and why and all that. So we have to listen to sources. Sources say, and Trump is a source, he said, and the media is a source, and they said, and we have to go, who do I believe? And who do I think? Why did Trump? Yeah, Trump did say, again, prior to him getting in this position, even long ago, even his first term. You think he knew everything he knows now? So when he made comments, even years ago about Iran and this and that, and then all of a sudden, hey, I thought you were the president. We just had 3 strategic strikes against Iran's nuclear facilities. We kind of warned him in advance. Nobody got hurt. And again, at the surface of that, we heard what the government said. We heard what, the national news said, the international news said. And then we're like, well, yeah, I guess Trump gave the okay. He said that he wasn't ever going to do that. What was the reason for the, Tory comes out, who is in the know, and says, well, let me tell you what happened. Israel really wanted to use a nuke. Really bad. What happens when a nuke goes off? You're going to have radioactive waste. That's not real good for humans, is it? No, not at all. Especially in that region. No, terrible. By Trump, this is according to her, by Trump doing this very strategic, bozo, if you will, type of strike on these facilities, give them a heads up, right? Again, on the surface, it looks like a bozo move. But then we find out, according to Tory, now Israel can't use their nuke. We took care of the problem. Didn't use a nuke. Did strategic damage to 3 places. Now Israel's sitting there going, Now we can't use that nuke over there. Now, damn it. Shoot. Now, do you think Trump's going to come out and say that? Is he going to pull us all in and have a press meeting and swear us all to secrecy and tell us the real reason that happened? No. So, we have a source. Trump said he had to go after those nuke facilities for some reason. Wasn't the reason I just told you. The media said another reason. He said he was not going to bomb them. He did. Da, da, da. And then we have another source, Tory. And of those three sources, who do you believe? Who do I believe? I believe Tory. Because that whole 17th letter thing, she's deep into that. I think she has something to do with that, to be honest with you. And Entheos. And they've posted stuff and they've timestamped stuff to show you we're on a timeline. We're making things happen. We post those things in advance to show you when certain things hit later. The future proves past. Boom, here it is. Even spoke a few times, Entheos, a couple times. Oh, it's been a long time since the 17th letter has spoken. I think they're getting ready to post. 2-3 days later, boom, they post. How would he know that? How would Tory know what she knows? So when you find sources that are trying to leak truth to you, that's the most valuable thing you can have. There's literally two sources that I only care about now. And I've said this even going back a long time back now. That's Tory and Entheos. If I didn't hear it from them and I don't hear it from them, I don't care what I'm shown on TV. I don't care what Trump just said. I don't care what he just did. I don't care what they said he's going to do, but he didn't do. Doesn't matter. Tory, thank you. Entheos, thank you. You guys are great. You've proven yourself. And when someone proves themselves, now you've got something. And now I'm getting people messaging me, Joe, Benjamin Fulford said Trump died in a helicopter crash. Oh, not that again. I feel like Trump with the Epstein response. Okay, you guys are still interested in that? My dream about this guy, I'm a dirtbag. Don't worry about me. Why are you worried about my dream about Trump and a helicopter crash? No, he didn't die in the helicopter crash. The one that, the helicopter crashed into the plane over New York or New Jersey or whatever last year. Or was it earlier this year? I don't even remember now. No, Trump's not in a freaking Black Hawk just cruising around like that. Not happening. President is not going to do that. Tory did not say anything about that. Entheos did not say anything about that. And I still believe that dream, 3 dreams, is going to happen. Whether it's a helicopter, an aircraft, something. And I was shown very clearly, he's not going to be on board when this happens. So it's upsetting to hear his response about the Epstein Files because we do care. But if deals had to be made and they're already done, you might as well get over it. You're not going to hear the Epstein thing. It is absolutely going to go away. Oh, it's not going to go away. We're going to keep pressing. Yes, it will go away. Given enough time, it'll just get dropped because you're not going to gain any access to any new files. You're not going to gain any information. It's just going to go by the wayside. You're not going to have anything new. So you will stop talking about it. Left and right, people, you will, mark my words, stop talking about it. Unless there's some plan to build all this nonsense hype right now over nothing. He wants to be nothing. And then, in good old Trump fashion work, I changed my mind. Boom, release the files. At the right time. Do I know that this is going to happen? Absolutely not. But Trump is a very interesting character. But if deals had to be made, and you're not going to know what the deals are, you're not going to be able to public request the deals, it's not going to happen. You're going to get an entire page of redacted information. Here you go. Yeah, here's the deals that were made. And it's filled with black lines as far as your eyes can read and see. Or you won't even get it. Sorry, that information doesn't exist. Have a nice day. And it does exist. You're never gonna know. So, who would you like to have in power? Who would you like to be the president right now? Trump? Seeing some very positive things he has done. Finally, some things that he said, I'm going to do this, he's done it. Unlike other presidents who promise and never deliver. And again, it's only been 6 months into his second term here. So, yeah, again, I think his responses were absolutely dumb, idiotic, all three of them. He should not have answered like that. I mean, he could have easily put it on the Attorney General. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, if she has something, information she needs to get out and get it unredacted, there's some substance there. Absolutely. Pam, go for it. Yeah, people need to know. Could have easily said that. And still had, those deals are still made. Yep, you're never releasing that. Yep, we know. But the ball's in her court now. And off of him. And then she's going to have to play guys, I told you I'd release it. There's not anything to release. There's nothing here. Very minimal stuff. And the guys got killed in jail anyways. It's over. She could have said that. But instead, he responds like, you're dumb for even wanting to know more about this. Stupid response. But I still sit here and say, I don't think there's anybody else I'd rather have as the president. Nobody said the job was easy. Nobody said you're going to be able to please everybody. Nobody said you're not going to be absolutely effing disgusted at times. You and the person, him. Maybe disgusted for different reasons. You as a citizen, him as the president, have to make a decision. That sucks. Like this one. But I'm just here to tell you, I don't think I want anybody else, man. So on that note, have a good day and take it easy.